And good evening, and good evening. It is 8:05 by my reckoning, which makes us a little bit late. Apologies. I'm Ian. This is our son Jordan sitting in for my lovely wife Rachel this evening, who's on a personal care mental health rest evening after last night's fire episode of Real Talk. Rachel was just on fire last night, and if you have not had a chance to check that out, then you need to follow the link, get into the archives, look up Real Talk. That episode was surviving domestic violence and overcoming PTSD and anxiety. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I've got good evening, good evening, good evening, all. Welcome, welcome. Thank you all for tuning in. God bless you all. God bless you all. Thank you all for tuning in once again. I am Ian. This is our son, Gq Jordie, with the good hair. We are off big family life in the Simpson family home, and 4Fs with the Simpson family. The 4Fs representing faith, family, food, and fitness. Faith because we believe we can do all things through He who loves us. Family because aside from God, there's nothing more important in this earth. Food because food is medicine. Fitness because we believe overall wellness can be attained and achieved by pursuing a strong mind, soul, and body. Hence the 4Fs. This is a segment we call Real Talk, where we dive into some real world issues and how we are using the 4F system here in the Simpson home to manifest our best lives. Tonight's episode is Basketball Diaries. I'm here with our fourth. You're the fourth now. You used to be like the third oldest. Yeah. You used to be like the right in the middle child. Now you're like actually you've gained some status now because the blended family status. So now, but you're now the fourth oldest. You're no longer the third, are you? You're the fourth now because Cadence is older than you.
No, he's not.
He's not? Yeah, he is.
We're the same age.
No, Cadence turned 18 the other day.
But I turned 18 this year.
All right, let me try that again. Bear with me, please bear with me. Let me try that again. Cadence turned 18 at the beginning of this year. And you turned 18 at the end of the year. Hence, he's older than you.
All right.
You get that, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. So, yeah, we are here. And we come in at this point and we talk a little bit of basketball and personal life stories and things like this. What you want to talk about, man?
I don't even know.
It's Basketball Diaries, man. What you want to talk about? It's your time. It's your dime. What you want to talk about? Basketball Diaries.
Shoot. I just kind of expect to come on here like answer some questions,
Oh, you want to be interviewed?
Or not an interview, but like.
We can do that. We can do that. It's cool. We can do that. I mean, you want me to leave? You don't have nothing on your heart that you want to?
No, not really.
Cool. All right, so no, let's do this then. So we had a chance to get into the gym there the other day, and that was like. Now let's go further back because basketball. You're a latecomer to basketball, unlike Noah. Noah's been balling and working at it on his grind on his particular game since he was 7 years old. I mean, you took basketball seriously when?
Really in like grade 9. Like not even grade 9, like grade 10.
How old were you then?
Like 14, 15.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
But I got benched in grade 9 too, so I wasn't even that serious about it then.
Yeah,
I was just kind of fooling around.
That was tough. That was tough for me to watch, man. Because as many games as I could get to, I was there, man. And I watched your coach, and he saw me, too. And every day he'd wave to me, and I'd wave back. And I'd be thinking to myself, today you going to give my son a run? And yeah, that was tough, man. But go
on. I remember in grade 9, I think it might have been a preseason game. I actually started because our other big guy was injured, and I thought I played well, but I just never played after that again.
Was it the tournament at Glenlaw?
No. It was the game at Sisler. We were playing against St. Paul's.
I must have missed that one.
Yeah.
But I remember the tournament at Glenlaw where they split the teams.
Yeah, there was that one too.
Yeah, and they split the teams, so I guess you went with the B team and the A team went,
Mm-hmm.
and you started, and then you won the MVP for the tournament.
Yeah, yeah.
Which suggested to me that, I mean, maybe the coach should have found some more minutes for you. I
Yeah,
mean that.
I wasn't even. I didn't play at all. Like I was.
I know.
Yeah.
Rach and I were at Bob and I were at most of those games. Yeah, we whatever.
Yeah.
you
Not
know.
even like 6 man.
Yeah.
Not no. Just halftime. I played.
Yeah, you got some shots up at halftime.
Yeah.
I noticed that. I mean, yeah, you would get your shots up at halftime. However, the thing was, and the lesson there for me would have been quite simply that I would have said to you that, and I did, because I would see you sitting on the bench, and you would be at the end of the bench with CJ, and
Yeah. CJ and
Marcus was injured for a while there. So,
yeah, yeah, and Daryl there. You didn't know.
Oh, Eric, God
Filipino
bless.
guy.
God bless. Thank you for joining us, man. We appreciate you. Yeah, we got GQ Jordie with the good hair sitting in for Big Noah tonight. Big Noah had to go to work. And so we just talking a little basketball. And where we at was that Jordan came late to the game, right? He didn't start playing until, again, 14, 15 years old, while Noah's been grinding at his craft since he was 7, And, so grade 9, we were just talking that he got benched for the entire... and we're at the point... You got to understand, son. I mean, I'm from a generation and an era where you took that personally. You know what I mean? If you got benched, it wasn't no candy fluff stuff. You got what you earned, what you got, and that was it. So if you, hey Joey, God bless you. Thanks for tuning in. Joey said, hello, gentlemen. Looking spiffy question. How important, in your opinion, are expensive basketball shoes versus lesser quality to your game? Asking for a broke parent, LOL. I'll say this. Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points in Chuck Taylor's. Now, it begs the question, what could he have done had he worn Jordans? It begs that question. So, for today's athlete, however, oh my, you don't have to go out and spend $300. However, it is in your best interest to spend a little bit of money on a quality pair of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a difference. It does. I wish I could say no. Go get some cloth Chuck Taylors.
Right.
I wish I could say that in good conscience and go break my ankles. Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't play. There's certain I couldn't play in Chuck Taylors. No. So yeah, I hope that helps.
I'd say you can spend around like $130 and you can get a real good pair of basketball shoes right there.
Maybe less,
Yeah.
right? Like, you can, I mean, and we got the Nike store now up at the discount mall,
at
the outlet mall here in the city, Joey. Let me know the size, and if you need me to go pick up something, we'll be happy to do that for you. Dr. J played in Converse. Facts, right? I mean, what am I gonna say to that? I mean, and these guys are legends, not just Hall of Famers, legends, and they did that in cloth shoes. Chuck Taylors and Converse, right? So, yeah, I mean, would they have done more in leather? Energy return?
If Wilt Chamberlain had a pair of J's back then.
I feel like if you would have put some like Fred Flintstone boulder runners on them, they'd have still found a way to ball out. The times they are changing. Athletes are changing. Our bone structure changing. I don't have the science to. Sauce say yeah, fact. I don't have the science to. That's just my opinion, right? However, we adapt and overcome. I mean, whatever we have available to us in a given moment, we adapt and overcome. we have the ability to, if we have the ability to put the kind of money. I remember when I bought him his first pair of $300 Kobe's, right? And that was strictly the only reason I bought him $300 shoes was because I felt guilty. I had missed his birthday. I was in jail. I'd missed my first Christmas. I was in jail. It was guilt. I have no shame in saying that. I got up and I practically ran to the House of Hoops. And I didn't even care what it was. I just grabbed the most expensive. Poor parenting 101. Listen, Eric says, imagine if they had today's training and no back to back, right? I mean, yeah, it's basketball, man. This is basketball talk. I mean, I hear that LeBron James spends $1 million a year and more on staying healthy. And I mean, I think that we were introduced to the idea of hyperbolic chambers first with Terrell Owens. If anybody here is old enough to remember that, when T.O. got injured when he played with Donovan McNabb at the Philadelphia Eagles, he went over from Dallas and he was playing with the Eagles and he got injured. And then as the fan, we were introduced to the idea of the chamber because he got one and he slept in one every night. And he actually was able to come back from a very severe injury. Hey, CJ, God bless you. Thanks for stopping in. He was able to come back from a very severe injury and ball out in the Super Bowl. And it wasn't his fault that they lost. Who they lose to that year? Eagles. And who did they lose to the year Donovan McNabb? I can't remember.
That was old.
That's old. Man. I'm an old head. What you mean?
Detroit Lions? That was old.
No, the Lions ain't never been to the Super Bowl, man. What's wrong with you? I mean, say something credible.
They were good back in the day.
If you don't know football, it's good. But I mean, they were good, but they ain't never been to the Super Bowl. They were good. They ain't never been that good. Any Super Bowl, any football fans in here? How good were the Lions? I think might have made the playoffs or come close to making the playoffs with Herman Moore, Scott Mitchell. My boy Alphonse would know. My man Alphonse would know. Barry Sanders. That's why Barry left. Barry walked away because he signed that big contract, and everybody didn't understand why he walked away. And I believe it was because they had promised to put a team around him, and he just saw the writing on the wall. I mean, when you're that dynamic and you're able to turn something out of nothing, I mean, what motivates the owners to put quality on the field when you're enough to fill the stands? And unfortunately, that was, I felt, the prevailing attitude in Detroit for far too many years. And I mean, that curse is actually, they say some of these teams are cursed, and that curse has kind of actually stayed with them, and they just can't be competitive, no matter what the product is. And they've had some good quality teams, and they just can't seem to get over the hump, Yeah. Anyways, we were talking about basketball.
Grade 9. We were talking about
you being benched, yeah.
Yeah.
And
but
CJ.
Oh right, we were talking about.
Talking about you, CJ, and Marcus.
Yeah, those were fun times. We'd be sitting on that bench just talking the whole game. I knew I wasn't getting subbed in anytime soon, so I wasn't even looking at the coach anymore. There was a time.
And therein lied the problem, and that's why they bums sat on the bench because I would sit there and I would just steam and I would watch, and they were not at all invested or interested in the game. And if I was the coach, quite honestly, I wouldn't have put him in either. And I told them that. I mean, I wouldn't have put him in either. I mean, you got to. Hey, what you doing streaking through here? Go put on some clothes.
That was near that was near the end of the season though, wasn't it?
You stutter.
Right?
I mean, yeah, because Marcus was injured towards the end.
And towards the end, and then he came back for provincials. So at that point, I was just kind of done.
No, I wasn't the coach. Paulo was the coach, and he. Let's see here. Eric says the money in the contracts. Oh, I almost lost you. The money in the contracts the players had back in the 60s and 70s were brutal. The players mostly played for the love of the game. And Sauce says, yeah, that's a big problem. The drive you may have but you need to show that 10. Yeah, facts. Sorry, you just answered my question. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's the lag there between. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, in the '60s and the '70s, man, sometimes you played for a sandwich and a handshake. I mean, I mean, and the thing was back then. The ABA was where the action was. The NBA wasn't the show. The ABA was the show. The NBA had the name, the hype, the cameras, but the ABA had the talent. Guys like Dr. J. That's the most notable name that I can think of right now. And then they merged and amalgamated, and of course Dr. J came over to the NBA and his career took off, right? However, believe it or not, I don't want to say he was over the hill by the time he came to the NBA. However, he was certainly near the peak. And so, his best years, a lot of his best years, in fact, were in the ABA. And I mean, a lot of what I know is just strictly by written record. There's just no tape, or at least I haven't seen it. Players had regular jobs during the offseason, kind of like the Bombers. Was that a dig? That wasn't a dig. I know that wasn't no. Live your dream. That wasn't a dig. That wasn't a shot.
They get paid good enough so they don't have to work during.
No, the big names, the big guys get money. You know what I mean? The average, and that's the problem when you talk about collective bargaining contract disputes. The casual fan, what they don't realize is that it's not so much that the contracts of the guys like LeBron James that are being negotiated. That's not it. It's the guys, the bottom feeders. You know what I mean? The guys that are just the bench warmers. The vast majority of the league, right? The vast majority of the league.
You know what I've been noticing though when I'm watching some highlights of these games, and I'm like, damn, there's a lot of these players, these names I don't know. All of a sudden, the league all of a sudden turned over, right?
Yeah. Seemingly.
Yeah. Before, you would get the same 5 players for just quarters and quarters, so many minutes, and now it feels like the minutes are really dispersed.
Hey, Jennifer, hey, God bless you. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Hey, you want to finish the thought about a grade 9 basketball? Do we want to finish that?
No, that wasn't going anywhere.
Do we want to move on to the All-Star game? Let's talk about did anybody watch? I don't really watch basketball anymore. So any opinions that I give you about basketball will be from the position of an old head, right? Student of the game. I know the history of the game a little bit more than I know the current state of the game. I am a little bit up to speed, more or less. However, I no longer vibrate at that frequency, if you would. And that's not just basketball. That's basketball. That's football. I will watch a UFC because I do still like to see a guy get punched in the face. I do still enjoy that. It's a little what's the word I'm looking for? Unsophisticated, maybe. I don't know. That's not the right.
The word. Okay, it's a little.
Not Neanderthal. That's a little strong.
That's a strong word. You're just a little bit.
Joyce, I know basketball exploded in Manitoba more so than in our day. What is the best route after high school to take? How did you decide on Noah's path? Deciding factor. Great question. Thank you. Let me read that again. I know basketball exploded in Manitoba more so than in our day. Facts. What is the best route after high school to take? How did you decide on Noah's path? Deciding factor. Regrettably, with Noah is that his grades weren't what they needed to be for him to take that big step to a major program. So he needed to spend some time getting the credits that he required, and then before he could look at what's next. After high school, what you would look at. Traditionally, there's programs in like provincials and things like that for guys and gals to showcase their ability. Traditionally, I would say what I would recommend as a parent is just what I did actually just the other day was thank you. What I did just the other day was the March 1st deadline came up for Jordan and Noah to register. So we just picked 2 colleges at random universities because The good news for Jordan is, fortunately, that his grades are good, really good. And that's such a relief, because he can qualify academically, so he doesn't have to burn the time going to get the grades after that. So he did a great job in maintaining that, and we're very proud of him. I mean, he's not valedictorian by any stretch. However, he graduated bilingual, which is huge, right? Learned a new language in high school, and now is officially bilingual. So, I mean, there's that. And so what we did was we just, he registered at two universities, and then I just contacted some coaches. I sent a couple emails, and I just, with Jordan is an easy sell. The problem is that there's no tape on him that exists. This was supposed to be his breakout year, because we spent a lot of what we're doing here with him in the 4S systems was just developing his body, right? And developing his body, because he's a cheat code. You say James Harden is a cheat code? No, this guy right here. Hey, Harry, God bless you. Thanks for stopping in. This guy right here is a real life cheat code. The thing is with Noah's game is next level. Even when his conditioning is not always, his game is next level, because he put in that work. Like, I mean, I taught Noah his first move when Noah was 7 years old, that left side drop step. He's a lefty, right? And the fact that he goes right is because we thought that would be an advantage. He'd always have his left hand. And we did that. And that was work in the gym, hours and hours of blood, sweat, and tears. And then this kid shows up and then decides that he, because he grew a foot over 2 summers, right? 13 and 14, that's accurate, right? 13 and 14, he grew a foot because he was a soccer player, soccer and football. He was a nice running back, right? He was a nice running back and quarterback because of his intelligence. However, he was solid, right? Like solid guy, right? And I mean, I never understood why when he hit guys always fell back and he always fell forward. I never understood. And he put his chest into me, he put his shoulder. I said, hey, you got something behind you. Yeah, he was a big, solid guy, right? Dense bone structure. And he was a nice running back. And then he grew that foot. And then all of a sudden he decided that he wanted to play basketball. Have you spoken to your... I did speak with him. He's on some next level stuff. And we haven't connected as I would have hoped we would have, which is fine. And so he decided he wanted to play basketball. Now, get it. Noah was working since he was 7 years old to develop his skills. This kid decides at 14 that he wants to play ball. And I'm like, okay. So we go out and, we shoot a little bit. And the thing is that he was just, they say quarterbacks aren't made, they're born. He was just born with the ability to shoot. Of the 4 boys, the oldest brother, Nathan, he would have been a great DB. He has the ability to move laterally and get in and out of a back pedal like nothing else. Like he of the 4 boys, he's probably the best pure athlete. He got into MMA and a little bit, and let me tell you, right? Mm-hmm. He put a guillotine on me one night. He come home after practice one day and he said, Dad. I said, yeah. I said, let me try something on you. I said, okay, cool. I mean, because he's just a little guy, right? He's just a little guy. I'm like, whatever. I'm about 250 at the time. I got big. Right? Let me try something. I said, cool. I said, cool. And then he said, and then he put his little skinny arm around my neck, and then he put me in this thing, right? And he says, you ready? I said, what you mean? He says, well, let me know when you're ready. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm ready. And then all of a sudden, a half a second later, his entire body went tight. I felt his entire body, like, I mean, at once. Not like if I did it, like my arm would get tight, and then I'd get my shoulder, and then everything else would get into it. His entire body went tight one time, and I went...
is that what he put you in? It was a guillotine, a standing guillotine.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah. Why, he had you in other moves?
No.
Yeah.
I would go watch every one of his practices.
Yeah.
Those are serious. That was serious stuff. Yeah.
I never got to see him, practice.
Yeah, no,
like
it was.
That was unfortunate.
He had some really good guys in that gym, like some professional or amateur fighters.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was right into it.
And one professional fighter. He was
okay,
nice,
yeah, and he was right and he was shredded back then. Mm-hmm. I remember he used to laugh at us. Testing move, right? Testing moves on his old man pop. Yeah, man. He had me tapping out in half a sec. I couldn't tap out fast enough. I'm not even. I couldn't tap out fast enough. And anyway, he's probably the best pure athlete, right? Noah's obviously the biggest and the strongest, right? Obviously, right? And then Justice, well, Justice has this conditioning, but we gonna make an athlete out of him yet. So God has more in store for him, and he don't even know. And this guy though, so Nathan come to me one day and Nathan says, "Dad," I said, "Yeah. How come Jordan the only one can shoot?" I'm like, "Yeah, y'all know Noah. Sometimes, man, Noah got them big hands, right? Noah got them big hands. And when you got big hands, it's tough to shoot free throws, and he's working on it though. And but this guy, he can shoot the rock. Like he can, like, I mean, every shot looks like it has a chance to go in when it leaves his hand. He can shoot the rock. So I just reached out to a couple coaches and I said, "Listen, man, this kid is 6'6". He's a combo guard. He's up to 185 pounds now, and the best thing, he has no bad habits. He's a complete clean slate." I had one coach get back at me in 5 minutes. And so yeah, that's what we did there. And then the thing is that he just has the ability. I always said that where he's gonna make up for his lack of experience is in intelligence. He has the ability that once you just conceptualize something, he can go out and do it. And so once I realized that, I said to him, "Well, it's important for you to get your mental reps because we're not going to be able to get the physical reps. So you just continue to get your mental reps. And there's enough room down in the basement. You only need 1 square foot of space, 4 feet for these guys to dribble a basketball. We got more than enough room in the basement for them to work on their handles and everything else. Because he has a left hand, I told him he should probably work on incorporating a spin move, so he did. We got out into the gym the other day, and he's working on a floater, and I have no explanation for what he does. I'll never tell him that he can't do it or he shouldn't be able to. He just does it. Being able to develop a left hand, guys, you got ballers on the other end over here on the gram. Guys, come on. How much work you got to put into your offhand to get it to the point where it's not only efficient but proficient. And he just did it because he believed he can. So he over here manifesting his best life. I don't know what the future holds. However, we trust in God over here, and we believe that God has more in store for them than that, than just hang out here in the peg with us. I mean, and we have them, right? We have them. We'd have them. We keep them, right? We keep them close. However, we want them to go out and experience life, and just to have an opportunity to do some of the things that we never got to do as young adults, and to find they're happy, whatever that looks like. But just when you go, know that wherever you go in this world, whatever you get into, good or bad, life gets you down, just come home. Just come home. Let me get out of the way, let you get some hair time here, son. Excuse me, I'm gonna reach across you a second.
All right. You want to go on and talk about grade 10?
Yeah, man, go.
All right. So grade 10 was I went from not playing at all in grade 9 to actually starting in grade 10. We had a whole new coach.
Different coach. Okay.
Yeah. So damn, what was the
Hey,
first...
Trish, God bless you. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for your input. Trish is saying she enjoyed the basketball diaries. Sorry.
Right. What was the first game? I can't really remember I only remember the end of the grade 10 season. But what I do, what did I do?
And he's shy too, right? He read that, and Joey said, "There's always modeling if basketball doesn't work out." He is so cute.
Right? I've been trying to say that for a while now.
The thing is that he called Gq Jordie for a reason, right? From time, Joey, from birth, really. Yeah. Yeah, I had something to do with that. Isn't that funny? Joey's here. Joey is one of my oldest and dearest friends. I've known her forever and a day. I basically stepped off the plane in 1980 and into her living room.
And
And
don't tell her we were at her doorstep today.
I won't tell her that. And so yeah, it's so funny that I had a pretty boy as a son. Good genes, yeah, good genes, yeah, Levi's. You remember that joke back in the day? You said, why do black guys wear blue jeans? Okay, they can't get into green jeans. You remember that, Joey? You remember that green jeans was a bar in Winnipeg, up where the old Palomino Club used to be on Portage Avenue. That was actually a thing. I kid you not. That was a joke back in the day. Why do black guys wear blue jeans? Because they can't get into green jeans. Because we couldn't. That is a true story. Hey, man, Winnipeg history. Growing up black in Winnipeg wasn't always easy. However, the good... I know, I'm sorry, Joey. I'm not aging us. I'm aging me. I'm older than you are. Go. Grade 10. So you go
Word,
from
yeah.
you go from not playing to starting because of a new coaching philosophy.
I can't remember if I started from the start of the season or. Oh, you know what I think was happened is I didn't start from the start of the season. I remember our first game now. I got my first minutes of playing time when our starting center, he cramped up in his calf, and I was just in for the rest of the game, and I was just making it work, yeah. But my whole play style in grade 10 was, I don't know, I was a pretty good rebounder, I think. Like,
yeah, you're good size. You're good size. When you were motivated, the thing is that you tend to, and this is what inexperience does. You tend to want to stand right directly under the rim to rebound, and so I had to explain to him that the only rebound that you're gonna get right there is the one that's going through the net, and it's not a rebound; it's an end out of bounds play. So create some space.
Yeah. What school? My school?
Yeah.
I played for Sisler High School.
Yes.
And we were playing in the first game. I'm pretty sure we wiped them though. Where were we playing? No, it was a close game because I remember I ended up leaving that game because I started cramping up in my calf. But I remember that I was like still playing. Like we scored I scored a bucket, I'm pretty sure. And then as I'm running back on defense, my calf starts cramping up. But I still try to like keep playing. But I wouldn't recommend. That was some of the worst pain.
You see, let me hang on a second. Let me talk to these homies over here for a second. Which the thing is that Jordan is one of those athletes who are blessed to have made it to adulthood throughout his formative years, teens, without a significant injury. Never broken a bone. Never really. He twisted an ankle one time in grade 9, and that was kind of painful.
That Glenlawn tournament, I twisted my ankle twice that tournament.
You see what I'm talking
the
about,
first
fellas?
game,
Yeah, so,
but it was a pretty good one.
Yeah. So when I say that it's funny. We did an agility test over at Uncle Vernus's gym. And alignment and things like that to test their alignment and so on and so forth. And they did this guy first, and he is immaculate. Do squats, immaculate, lines, everything. And then they did Noah. And Coach John was like, listen, man, I got a chiropractor. You can go.
You know what it is?
Are you okay? All right, son. Good night. I'm listening, Jordan.
Yeah. What it was, I've always been scared of broken bones. I can't watch videos. I can't see it. I can't.
Yeah.
And like for me to experience it personally, that would just, I would have a heart attack. So I've always been cautious enough to where it's always in the back of my mind. Okay, I don't want to like break something here, so let's don't like. I have to keep it.
Good night. Love you guys.
Shoot, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm always staying cautious because I never want to break a bone.
And I'm happy to say that.
Or get stitches. Stitches is another thing too. I've never had stitches. I never want to get stitches.
Yeah, he pretty for real. Yeah, however, we toughened him up. We've been working for a year. It was a grind. Let me tell you, man. But we toughened him up. Let me tell you, man. You're blessed because I fractured my foot championship game. Prior to that, no injuries ever. Facts, I mean, yeah, and then there's Noah, who at one point had broken thumb, broken wrist, broken foot, all on the same side of the body, and was still going to tryouts. Soldier. Let me.
What's the worst? The worst injury I've had to date.
That one at Sisler on the baseline there. I'm
You
telling
think
you.
that was the one?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you tear it up, man. Yeah, you tear it up a little bit. Yeah, you tear it up a
Yeah,
little
I
bit.
landed
Yeah,
on it pretty hard. Eh? So what happened
you held it together. I was
yeah,
proud
I
of
tried
you.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. I come and check on you. You pushed me away. I'm cool.
Yeah, I remember you were going for water or something, right?
And then
you were
I come double back. Yeah.
Yeah, what happened was I was going up for I was going up for a rebound, and as I was coming down, I landed with a twisted ankle, and yeah, it hurt. I went for the bench for only like, cause that was the time when our team got split up. So I was like our main point scorer at the time. So I only went on the bench for a couple of minutes. I put some ice on. I was like, sure, I don't need the ice, and I went back in that game, and I keep playing.
Yeah.
And the next game. That game was against I don't remember. Or no, it was either the next game or the same game. I rolled the same ankle again, but I didn't even go off or anything. Cause I think it was the next game because I had the ankle brace on. Yeah.
And you see, the thing was, it wasn't that he was soft. Because remember, he's a football player. He's a running back, no less. It wasn't that he was soft. The work was that I had to convince him that this new body that he was given, because again, he grew that foot in over 2 summers, and he felt that, and he was no longer stocky. So he felt that he no longer had that strength. And I was like, dog, this, and so I had to go video game on him because this is what his generation understands. I'm like, dog, this is an upgrade. Angie, God bless you. Hello, thank you for stopping in. Do you play ball during the summer? Absolutely, yes.
That's actually where we get our.
What we're waiting for.
That's where we get our main ball playing time. We just go down the road there. There's an outdoor gym or outdoor court.
Yeah.
And yeah, a couple of guys show up. We get some 4v4, 5v5 sometimes, and yeah.
Okay, good. You guys can see each other. Angie and Joey, you guys can see each other, communicate with each other. Excellent. Yeah, and actually, quick fast, he says that over at Stanley, love you. Say goodnight to aunties.
Good night.
Good night. All right. Over at Stanley last summer, oddly enough, he went up for, once we convinced him, we put some work into the body, got him doing some push-ups, calisthenics, running, getting the body strong, things like that, getting the confidence up. So then he went over and, he's dunking over at Stanley and everything else. And he went up for one and he spaced out middle of the key, went up to concoct it back a little bit. And the rim got him. And he took a nasty spill and landed on his back. Yeah.
I remember that now.
Yeah,
I was trying to think of what you were talking about, but I remember it now,
Yeah. But he bounced back up. I was like, deep breath. But he bounced back up quick, right? And that's always a concern when you're on an outdoor court. It's not on you. It's in you. Facts. But yeah, so we're up to grade 10. We're up to grade 10 ball now, and you're showing out a little bit more.
Honestly, no, I'm not showing out at all. I'm about to explain my playstyle. My playstyle was, if we were playing against a zone, I would stand at the top of the key, not in the key, so I don't get a 3-second violation. The ball would go into me, and those defenses were so terrible that they would collapse for some reason. I wasn't a threat at the time. I didn't even square up to the basket.
Right. Yeah, I remember me going up. I don't even want to use that word. I stutter when I try to. But I would be in the stands just.
Yeah.
I'm like, dog, square up. Look at the rim. You're open. Shoot the ball. You're open. And now he goes back and watches some of that tape, and he come up to me, come up from the basement, and he's like, I left a lot of shots out there. You think?
But But it worked though because
Yeah, it worked.
no, listen, yeah, we had three amazing shooters around me. So when they all collapsed, I would kick it out to the three. We either had Marcus, Ken, or Parget open, just three automatic 3-point shooters, and it would most likely go in. You remember that? That was our play style all throughout grade 10. We made
yes,
it.
you made a lovely decoy. Yes, yeah, you made a love. And Joey said, "I would love to come watch you guys play once life resumes." Yeah, man, come out because I mean the thing is that and on a more personal note, I had hung up the cleats. I had my right hip replaced 2 years ago. Left hip was on the way out last year, ready to get cut, and so I hung up my sneakers. Right, I was done, and I haven't played ball. How long since I played ball?
Actually played ball or
Yeah,
like,
actually.
Years.
Actually.
Years.
When I was locked up, I was playing some pretty decent ball. My surgically repaired hip at that time, I had rehabbed it because I thought that it was something wrong with muscles or something. I didn't realize it was the joint. And so when I was in 2015, I had repaired it enough. Because you locked up, you ain't got nothing else to do but work out. I had repaired it enough to play some pretty decent ball. So that's pretty much the last time I played any decent ball. But this past Christmas, Big Noah, give me my Christmas present. What's this, Big Noah? Look like a shoebox. Shoebox. What I need a shoebox for? The only thing I do is run. I open that and a brand new pair of Nikes, eh? The right color too, black hair.
You know what's funny about that pair? We just tried to go with the most generic pair because we knew you wouldn't want like some like you know how players have shoes like some KDs or something. We wanted
Just some generic.
Yeah.
It says Sauce says jail ball's a different sport. Yo, that's a different episode, okay? That the kids here. You ain't never lie. Listen, man, they take that whole no blood, no foul thing to a whole other level. So
you fit in perfectly, hey?
Oh wow, that hurt. That hurt. That got jokes on that. Yeah, I'm gonna give you that pork chop when we get back out on it. See how funny you think that is. They say, oh wait, Joey says your dad may be old, but he was a very good. What I did in high school as a basketball, I was a very good volleyball player, Joey. And as were you. I was a very good volleyball player because I had an outstanding coach. What I did in basketball was based strictly on instinct and desire. I had no training whatsoever. It's unfortunate. I could have possibly done more had I maybe hung out with York more. There you go. You know what? Because I no excuses. York found and made time. He had a hoop up the road from his house on Fawcett there, and I knew about it. I could have been there putting in work with him. Yeah, no excuses. Yeah, I wouldn't say that I was. I was a grinder. I could grind. I was a dog. I was a dog in high school. Yeah, I was a dog. I was like a 5'8" junkyard dog, man. Like I was like Joey. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I was any taller than 5'8", I don't think I was, because I'm only like 5'11" now. So I was like 5'8", and I played against guys like Warren up in St. James. He's 6'4". John over at MBCI, he's 6'6", 6'8". Warren at DMCI, he was 6'4". And I played like these guys, and I mean, I never got exposed. I never got exposed. These guys, sure, they got theirs. Sure, they scored their points. But however, they had to earn that. They didn't come out and eat no food off me. No, I was too proud for that. I'd lose the game, but I might lose the game, but I win the fight. He says, Pops, I have to go. Touch the road, but I'll definitely be responding. Keep coming. I appreciate you, man. God bless you, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping in and letting the big Noah know you was up. Yeah. Appreciate you. And Joe said, you being modest. You were a naturally gifted athlete, but I totally hear. I appreciate you. I won't deny that. I had some terrific genes. I didn't have a work ethic though. As an athlete, I did not have the work ethic. And again, not only York, however, Dave Donaldson was there running. You gave me a fight. Then, yeah, Dave was running the hill at Garbage Hill, and he had that drive. York had that drive. Guys like Mookie, they had that drive. It was tough to make it out of Winnipeg back then, but it's not that guys didn't. Some guys did. I just didn't have that drive. Eric, what are your opinions on point guards who are over 6'5"? Point guard, you know what, man? I love big point guards. If you look at the Lakers back when Phil Jackson was the coach, I mean, how many championships did he win with big point guards? Guys like Brian Shaw, Harper. You know what I mean?
Lakers right now too.
Yeah.
LeBron's their point guard right now. Yeah.
There you go. I mean, big point guards. I mean, rarely. I always thought you were over 6 feet for sure. No, gosh, no, never. Certainly not in high school. Even today, I'm only 5'11". And
yeah.
What?
Nothing.
What?
I've never measured you. Yeah.
Okay. So
I just have to take your word. Yeah.
Yeah. No, only 5'11". I'm not 6 feet, and that's in shoes too. So, but yes, point guards over 6'5". I mean, they just create so many matchup problems. And the thing is that I don't care for point guards, big point guards that can't post up, because what's the point of being big then? Right? I mean, if you a 6'5" point guard, 6'6" point guard, look at Livingston, right? Before his knees went, right? Before his knees went, and then because even after his knees went, he was so efficient. They got LaMelo listed at 6'8". Wow, really?
Yeah.
6'8"?
I don't know about 6'8". I'd say he looks small out there. But
he's skinny though, right?
Yeah, he's skinny. I wouldn't say he's LeBron. I wouldn't say he's LeBron's height. I'd say he's 6'6", 6'7". Yeah.
Yeah. So this is when I knew the kid had heart. Right? So was it last year during the lockdown? Kind of feeling we running and we doing our work and everything else, but he ain't getting to play no ball. So he feeling that, man. He's like, man, I don't know about this ball thing, man. And what? He's like, what's up, man? He's like, well, man, I was just LaMelo dropped 90 in China last night, man. What am I out here doing? That's when I knew the kid had heart. And I said, whoa, hold up, wait, time out, man, time out. While I appreciate that you care that much, you got some work to do yet before, so don't put that kind of pressure on yourself. Don't. I think that I the one regret I had when referencing Daniel Saki, y'all know who Daniel Saki is. I once when he was in grade way back when with Big Noah there, in that interview, I said that I have no issue comparing him to Allen Iverson, and I shouldn't have put that on the kid. I wouldn't put that now. I wouldn't put that on anyone. I say simply just go be you, go do you, go be the first you. Don't try to be the next anybody. Go be the first you. That's who God created you to be.
LaMelo is much better than Lonzo though.
You say that 6'8" PG, 6'7", 6'7", 190. Lonzo
that sounds,
is great.
6'7", 190. That sounds about right.
Yeah. That's pretty much your size.
Yeah.
That is maybe a couple inches taller. However, you're 185 pounds now.
Mm-hmm.
And over here, Joy said, Jordie, what is your predicted height by the doctor? Predicted?
I don't think we ever did that.
I don't think. Yeah, I mean, Lonzo is Melo better than Lonzo. Come on, stop it. Lonzo's
definitely
great too.
Does Lonzo even play anymore? Plays for the Pelicans. He's been doing good on the Pelicans. Much better than on the Lakers.
Can I say overrated? Guys? Lonzo Ball. Can we say overrated yet? Is that fair?
No, he's not overrated anymore. He was when he first came into the league. Definitely.
Was he a number 2 pick?
Yeah.
Then can I not still say overrated? Because how many years in the league is he now? He's on his second contract.
And you know who was first pick?
That year?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
The
Who?
guy that played for the 76ers that messed up his jump shot. What's his name?
Oh.
Markel Fultz.
Fultz, and
Yeah.
he's in Cleveland
He's
now.
in
Wow, that was...
Minnesota.
Well, he was in Cleveland for a while
forget where
there.
he is
Second
now.
contract. That was a great draft, huh,
Yeah,
fellas?
They're both balling now though.
I mean, well, no, generally, and it's all situational, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
wherever the situation they're in was not. Taller point guards can see defenses way. Well, the thing is that they can see over the top of defenses. And that's what made Big Noah so very efficient, because Big Noah has exceptional passing skills, because it's something that we identified. Eric, Fultz is in Orlando now. Facts, I remember
right,
that.
yeah.
And he is playing well. And we identified that with Big Noah. And so, like, if he's big, he can pass over top of the defense, right? So, yeah, but big point guards are so valuable. So valuable. And I would say predicted height. I didn't, honestly. I mean, I mean, he was, he was just a little dude. He's stocky, and I mean, I didn't think he was going to be bigger than me. And
Really? I
What
was
do you mean,
always
really?
like,
What do you mean, really?
I was always taller than my friends though, like my peers.
Oh?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe because you're so stocky, I didn't notice. No, what it was is because, when you put him up against Big Noah, when Noah's the standard, it's kind of hard to see. Even if he is big for his size, it was hard to see because he's still small compared to Noah. And then I went to jail, and I remember I got out, and I went to get a haircut, and Michelle was kind enough to bring them down and see me, and I looked at him, I'm like, who you? I mean, when I went in, I was taller than him. Hey, Jojo, God bless you. And then I get out, and all of a sudden I'm like, who are you, and what have you done with my son Jordan? I mean, did you eat him? And the thing was, he was very thin as well, and and now we got him in the gym. His number is not what you up to now. You can get up to 10. I saw you do 12 the other day.
Yeah.
Pull-ups. 12.
Oh,
You
12 pull.
yeah.
I can
Probably
probably
do
bust off
15.
like I did 17 downstairs the
No
other day.
kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you shortchanging me in the gym then? Oh. Oh, so here we go. Because when we go out back now working out, he do sets of 10, I'm doing sets of 15, and now I find out he can do 17. So guess what? Your number just went up. Yeah.
I'll do 12.
And that's fine. It's still more than 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't expect that he was going to be much taller than me, Joey, to be quite honest. I didn't think he was. I mean, at most 6 feet. At most. He at most. I mean, you probably legitimately a legitimate 6'4" now.
I thought I was gonna be like top out around 6'2".
Oh, yeah?
Honestly, yeah. When I was younger.
Okay.
But right now I'm 6'5" and a half with shoes
Oh, yeah?
on. With shoes on.
Oh yeah, but I just said 6'6". I mean, what? It's basketball.
Everyone's height is exaggerating basketball, anyways. So
I mean, if Allen Iverson could be 6'1", he could be 6'6", because I'm pretty dang sure that AI might even be 5'8". No, he ain't that short, but he's not more than 5'11". What did Joey got to say? I had little shrimps too, but doctor still predicted 6'3". Wow. Ask the doctor next time you're there. They have a formula, and it's usually pretty accurate. Okay. No, yeah, absolutely. I would be curious to know at this point. I mean,
at this point, it's kind of just like it's like a game, though.
Yeah. Because you got Noah looking over his shoulder. Hard.
Yeah.
Got Noah looking over his shoulder hard, because Noah been 6'8" for a minute, right? Noah been 6'8" for a minute.
I'd give him 6'8" and a half. Maybe.
Oh, he grew a half inch.
I'd say.
Okay.
Maybe 6'9" with shoes on.
Nah, he ain't 6'9"
No?
yet. No, not
okay.
yet. Not. But the thing with the both of them is the wingspan. It's not so much the height as it is the wingspan. They have a ridiculous, and that's something I've never measured. So I should actually take y'all out and get your wingspan measured, because they have these long ape-like arms. And oddly enough, when you see, I mean, look here now, you see the two of us sitting side by side. I don't mind sitting beside them, because look, relatively we're the same height, right? And it's just that as we get up now, I top out at my 5'11", and they just continue. So they're mostly legs. And we had an opportunity. We got 8 minutes, 7 minutes left, so we'll get ready to wrap up. We had an opportunity to get into the gym a couple weeks ago with the restrictions, and I mean, the first day looked rough. The first day was tough. His timing was really off, and so on. However, he hit some big shots and threw down a couple nice ducks. And by the second day now, his timing is much better. The shots are looking much cleaner. The elbow was a little loose, but I mean those are minor, minute details, minor adjustments. And I mean, when you have the ability to stroke the ball and everything look like it's going in, that's a great place to start, because as you know, is that the jump shot is the great equalizer, right? The ability to shoot the ball is the great equalizer in basketball. It forgives a lot. It makes up for a lot. So, hopefully we'll get one of the institutions got back to us, said there's a potential trial. They're putting something together once the lock of restrictions lift. So we plan on doing some road tripping this summer. And, we're trying to sell them as a package deal. They play real, it's so interesting that God is so good that, he stopped the world so that Jordan could catch up with his brother. And now, Noah would have been in his third year now, and Jordan is graduating. It's his first year. And so now they have the opportunity to play together. And as a parent, that for us is like, not only are our boys potentially going to college, but potentially they're playing together. I mean, as parent, wow, you know what, man? I mean, the idea that, my kids would be living this life. I mean, God is too good. God is too good. So yeah, let me get out of the way and give you the last 5 minutes, son.
Damn. Shit.
Wait,
Kind of just put me on the spot.
Hey, what do you got to say to those young ballers out there? That JoJo, I think he might say, if he's still here. What do you got to say to JoJo? JoJo is the next generation, because JoJo is only 14, and JoJo my size. Now, I kid you not. I mean, yeah, that's our nephew there. That's Auntie Andrine and Uncle Joe's. Yeah, he a monster. And yeah, he got game too. Yeah. He's a soccer player.
I could say something.
Go.
So actually, I got cut in grade 8. I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, grade 8 basketball.
Right.
And that year, I remember that was the most I've ever played basketball in these weathers that were just crazy, because I was living on Albina Way at the time. Okay. And we had the hoop outside. Yeah. And I was playing in the rain, in the snow, everything. So like,
you're putting in the work.
I was putting in work. So like, if there was a quote I had to give you, it'd have to be Damian Lillard's, when he said something along the lines of, you gotta put the work in when no one's watching.
That's right.
So like, you can perform when everyone is, or something like that. Something along the lines of that.
Okay.
And in my most recent post, that was actually a Kobe quote I put in, where I said they should be watching me.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I didn't put that together. I saw that though.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just, it's really all up to you. I mean, you can get benched, you can get cut. It won't matter as long as you put the work in.
That's right. You got to put in that sweat equity. That sweat equity. Let me say that again. You got to put in that sweat equity. So even though he's a cheat code and he hasn't put in as much sweat equity as his brother, he is putting in that work, especially this past year here. Out on this pavement here, out in the sun, out in the heat, out in the cold, out in the ice, out in the snow. We've been doing it. He putting in that sweat equity. Hadn't been able to put in that basketball work, but we've been able to put in that real world work.
Thank you.
Best of luck. I hope you have an amazing injury-free season. I'm rooting for you. I appreciate you, Jordie Joe. Yeah, I appreciate you. Love y'all. If you guys are on the gram, go on the gram and check them out. What is your account?
Jordan _2_HS.
Yeah, and that video that we did at the school there last week, that's worth having a look, because there's a step back on there against his brother, against a fully engaged 6'8" defender, and he hit a step back on him that, Noah kicked the ball afterwards. I wasn't mad that he did that. I appreciate what he had to say. All right, so that's it for us. We're going to wrap it right here. God bless. Thank you all for hanging out with us and keeping it interactive, keeping it fun and light. We'll be back again tomorrow night with a different topic on Real Talk, and then we'll be back again with another episode of Basketball Diaries, probably toward the end of the week with Big Noah. Appreciate y'all. Love your energy.